Let's talk about bolsters, bolster reduction, profiling, and thinning of blades, why you do it, how you do it, and when you do it. So this knife has suffered the fate of a pull-through sharpener. You can see it's got a nice little recurve section here. This one's very pronounced, sometimes it's not. What that does is it stops the knife cutting through food at the back half of the knife, and it ruins the rocking action of the knife. So to correct that, you need to take material off the heel, and you need to take material off this section of the blade as well, so that you can get a good profile. If you just take material off the heel and continue the profile, the knife will rock all the way down. So you'll be essentially rocking the knife beyond a comfortable level. So you want it to kind of stop with the handle in a comfortable position. To note here, in these knives, well, firstly, this is the bolster. And that's generally what doesn't get ground away in sharpenings, especially with pull-through sharpeners. So to note here, this has got a radius here between the bolster and the blade. And why that's important is because when you're trying to sharpen the knife, it's difficult to get that section sharp without creating like a little heel over here. So you'll always have a little slight gap at the back. So there's a way to compensate for that. Looking at the knife, this section here is that transition, that little radius. So if you leave this part over here not completely sharpened, and you just bring a bolster a little bit of an angle, not radically, you will create a good rocking action, and you will avoid having this little lump when you're finished. So what we're going to do here, we've had a pull-through sharpener. It's eaten away this section of the blade. I'm just going to amplify this a little bit. So if we were to just grind the bolster down, the angle of the knife would be severe. So we need to keep the rocking motion of the knife, and to do that we need to remove this much steel all the way kind of through. So we want to kind of create a nice belly and a very slight radius at the back. Take the bolster down here, angle it slightly back. If you now look at what happens to the geometry of the blade, this would be very similar to the knife we've got here. It's a forged knife, so it's got almost a full flat grind, which tapers towards the tip. And this last little bit here is usually radiused a little bit. So this is slightly convex, and this is your primary bevel here, this section here. Some people refer to it the other way. I was always taught this way. That's the way I refer to it. Doesn't really matter what you call it for the purposes of this. In a Japanese knife or a stamped knife, the sides of the blade would be parallel, and you'd either have a slight convexing or an almost flat or even hollow grind, depending on the knife and the use of the knife. So looking at this knife, once we've ground off all of this material, we essentially come up to here. So if we were to just grind a bevel on it, we would have this massive bevel, and the knife would be super, super thick here. So it would be difficult to push it through ingredients because you're moving too much material. And that is why I cut a secondary bevel in where you see me lower the knife to just barely off the belt. So what we're doing is we're removing this shoulder over here, and we're creating a secondary bevel over here. So the lower you create this, the thinner the knife becomes and the better it performs. And the deeper you grind, meaning that the primary bevel becomes smaller and smaller, the better the knife will perform. But bear in mind, if you keep this very, very, very flat and you go to a very micro bevel, not all knife steels are made to support that edge, and you might get some kind of damage if any sort of heavy uses taking place, twisting on the board, that kind of thing, or going into bone, like maybe twisting to try and move the knife off the bone once you've hit the bone, that would damage it. So it's a little bit of a balance between performance, longevity, how much time you want to spend on the knife, and what you want to charge for the job. Typically, I'm going to charge for this one $10 extra for doing the bolster, the reduction, and a little bit of convex thinning. It's not radical thinning, it's just a little bit of convexing at the edge, sort of to match the original grind. So looking at this knife, most of that's already been taken off, but if we're looking at this area, that convex is probably from about this area down here. You can sort of just see it in the light.